Hey everyone, what is going on? And welcome back to another meta guide. So the Summer Cup as well as the Open Ultra League begin tomorrow. And when it comes to the Summer Cup, normal, fire, water, grass, electric, and bug types are going to be eligible. Those are the only types that are going to be eligible. Of course, if it's dual typing, if it's normal and psychic type, for example, it will be eligible, of course. But yeah, so nothing is banned. I don't remember if anything was banned during the original Summer Cup when it was released or not. But either way, nothing is banned here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it and see what we got going on for us. So for the S rank, we do have Toxapex. Toxapex is so thick and it's going to be so good. Yes, there's a lot of electric types, which it is weak to. But even then, it's just so bulky that it's just going to be able to still do a lot of damage against those electric types. It can take the hits. Just such a great Pokemon. It does resist the counter damage from Vigoroth, and Vigoroth is going to be so common. So yeah, I mean, a great Pokemon. Going to be doing well against a lot of things. And then we have Vigoroth. Speaking of Vigoroth, always amazing in limited metas, right? We all know this. Even before it got Rock Slide, when it had Bulldoze is such a bad move. But Vigoroth with the counter Body Slam spam was so good no matter what. But now that, man, ever since it got Rock Slide, it's just always been better, right? So Vigoroth, of course, a great Pokemon, a great safe swap. In all these limited metas for sure. Then we have Charjabug. Charjabug, of course, with the Community Day move of Volt Switch. Another great Pokemon, and definitely the best electric type in this meta, in my opinion. Mantine. So there's a bunch of flying types that are going to be good, like Mantine. That's why electric types are going to be so good as well. But obviously Mantine will do well. It just has to watch out for those electric types. Same with Pelipper. Just has to watch out for those Pokemon. It does not want to go up against them. Pidgeot obviously suffers the same fate. Gotta watch out for the electric types. But it's so good. Well, I mean, the Pidgeot, Shadow Pidgeot. If you're running the Shadow version, I'd probably go with the Aerial Ace. But, yeah, I mean, Wing Attack, Aerial Ace, Brave Bird. Or, you know, if you go with the non-Shadow, you could go with Feather Dance, Brave Bird. Always a great lead because you could Brave Bird and dip. And then we have Double, another great Pokemon, always good for these limited metas as well, because it does have that Body Slam spam with Double Kick, so Double Kick and Body Slam, and then Payback or Wild Charge. When it comes to this meta, maybe you prefer the Wild Charge just because there's so many, not so many, well yeah, I mean there's a lot of water types, a lot of flying types, and obviously Wild Charge is going to do well against all of them, and then you have the Body Slam spam. As well. Moving on to the A rank, we do have Emolga, so an electric and flying type, so very cool there. Emolga is going to be pretty good for this meta. Togedemaul, another electric type. I'm partial to Charjabug and Emolga over Togedemaul, but then we have Quagsire. So Quagsire is a water type, but it's also a ground type, so it's resisting the electric attacks, only single resisting them. So something to keep in mind. Stone Edge is going to be super powerful against the flying types. And then do you want Mud Bomb or Aqua Tail? Aqua Tail is definitely super spammy, but I could see an argument for either one because there's going to be so many Toxapex, right? So maybe you want the Mud Bomb in this meta, but you know, you're going to be able to get to those Aqua Tails super fast. But I would definitely recommend the Stone Edge for sure. And then we have Rufflet, another flying type. It does benefit from being XL'd. So I'd probably go with other flying types like Mantine or Pidgeot over this one, or even Emolga as the electric flying type. But still, it is really good if you happen to have one, if you have the resources to build it. Pelipper suffers the same fate as Mantine. It is double weak to electric attacks, so something to have to watch out for. Credilli, I think Credilli is going to be really good in this meta. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't want to see, not want to see? It doesn't want to see the fighting type uses like the Vigoroth, and I guess the double to an extent, although you can take double kicks pretty well, and you do resist the body slams. But, yeah, going to be a great Pokemon for this meta, no doubt about it. Bullet Seed allows it to get to the moves pretty fast. And then for the B rank, we do have Munchlax. So Munchlax, I would recommend Tackle, because if you go Lick, there's so many Pokemon, so many normal types that double resist Lick, right? And obviously you don't want to be paired up with that, so it does have the Tackle with the Body Slam. And unfortunately, the other move is going to be Bulldoze, which we know is not great, but still, I mean, Munchlax is a pretty tanky Pokemon. Then we have Magnezone as another electric type. Another really good one. The thing is, I feel like there's going to be better electric types because Magnezone obviously does not want to face counter users, and it goes down really fast compared to like Charjabug or Emolga. So something to keep in mind. It's still going to be really good, but And it's going to do a lot of damage, but just something to keep in mind there. And then we have Poliwrath. Poliwrath with the counter damage, with the Icy Wind, with the Scald. Even though Scald is nerfed, still going to be a really good Pokemon in my opinion. And then we have Empoleon with the Steel Wing. So Steel Wing, Hydro Cannon, Drill Peck is going to be the moveset for Empoleon. Tropius. Ooh, Tropius is actually going to be really good in this meta. I mean, it's a grass type, so it doesn't want to see any of the flying types for the most part. It doesn't want to see Toxapex. But, you know, the Quagsire, the Swampert, the Diggersby, it's going to be doing pretty well against, even the Poliwrath. Then we have Diggersby. So Diggersby is a ground type, of course, as well as a normal type. So spam those Scorching Sands, Mudshot, Scorching Sands. It also has Quick Attack as well, but yeah, generally speaking, Mudshot going to be getting to the moves really fast. Scorching Sands. Fire Punch or Hyper Beam. Fire Punch is going to be spammier, but Hyper Beam is going to do a lot. It might catch a lot of trainers off guard, so that's definitely something to consider. Green always been a great safe swap, and I see no reason why it wouldn't be a great safe swap. But the thing is, like, you know there's going to be a Vigoroth hiding in the back from your opponent, right? So if you safe swap that, you really don't want to be locked in to the Vigoroth, but you're still spamming the Body Slams anyway. Moving on to the other options, we do have Zapdos as one. We have a couple of electric types here. We have Zapdos and then we have Pachirisu. I feel like we have better electric types like Charjabug and Emolga. But these are a couple ones you could consider. Salazzle, super frail, but gets to the poison jabs really fast. Lickitung. So Lickitung is interesting. You know, generally speaking, you expect Lickitung to be higher on the list, but it suffers the same fate as Munchlax would if Munchlax was running Lick. A lot of things are going to be double resisting it, like all the normal types, because all the flying types, not all of them, but a lot of the flying types like Pidgeot, Rufflet, even Vigoroth, which is not a flying type, but it's a normal type, Dubwool, Diggersby, Greedent, Munchlax, so many people, or not so many people, but so many Pokemon going to be double resisting Lick. So I feel like it suffers from that. So I don't think it's a great safe swap just because there's so many normal types in this meta. So it's something you can consider, but I don't think it's going to dominate like it has in the past, like the Open Great League, as a great safe swap. But in this meta, I don't feel like it's going to be that good. And then we have Abomasnow as another Pokemon. Yeah, an Ice type. Pretty interesting. Going to be doing well against the flying types, of course, but it does have to watch out for Toxapex. The fighting uses like Vigoroth, Poliwrath, or even Dubwool, I guess. Then we have Jumpluff, yet another grass flying type, but I probably prefer Tropius over the Jumpluff. Then we have another electric type, Bellibolt. Again, we have better electric types. Staravia, better flying types, but Staravia, I mean, these are more so spicier Pokemon that you could use instead of some of the more popular picks that I think we're going to see, like the Pidgeot, or the Mantine, or the Emolgas, things like that. And then we have Turtonator, so Turtonator is going to be pretty interesting with the Incinerate. So Incinerate user... gonna be okay. I mean, not too bad. Not too bad. Gonna be a lot of. I mean, Fire Dragon. I've used this Pokemon. I think it was in the Fantasy Cup, and I hit Legend in that meta, so it could be a lot of fun. And then we have Swallow. Again, another flying type. This is better flying types, but Swallow, Stunfisk, and then Swampert. I think Quagsire is gonna be doing a little bit better than Swampert, but Swampert's yet another Pokemon, another Mudboy that you could consider. Moving on to the solid team options. So for the first team is going to be Toxapex. And I am curious, by the way, to hear what teams you all plan on trying out in this meta. These are some teams I thought of when looking at the top list of Pokemon. We'll see what performs well and what doesn't. But the first team is going to be the Toxapex, the Vigoroth as a safe swap, and then Emolga. So yeah, I mean, Vigoroth is a great safe swap. If you don't like the lead, you could pivot into the Vigoroth. And Emolga, I think, is going to be really strong in this meta. This team kind of, is maybe weak to Mudboys like the Quagsire or the Swampert or the Diggersby, right? Obviously, that's going to be a little bit rough. So something to keep in mind. You could throw the Vigoroth on the lead and have both of those in the back and maybe lure out one of the Mudboys, for example, with the Toxapex. Next up, we have double flyers with Pidgeot and Mantine. Put Quagsire in the lead. Backline going to hate electric types, right? But Quagsire is resisting electric type Pokemon. So generally want to lure one of those out with the Pidgeot. And then the next team, we're going to have Double Electric with Charjabug and Emolga, the two best electric types in this meta, in my opinion, at least from what I see. And then Mantine in the lead. Backline, not going to appreciate the Mud Boys like the Quagsire, but Mantine is resisting. Well, it's not resisting the Stone Edge, so you will kind of suffer to Quagsire, I guess. But it's not like you don't have any play against it. Even with the Charjabug, right? Charjabug is doing neutral damage with the X Scissors. And then Mantine, of course, is also doing neutral damage as well to the Quagsire. And they do need to land a couple Stone Edges. One Stone Edge will not be enough to KO. So not bad, not bad. And then we have Double Normal in the back with the Vigoroth and Diggersbait with Toxapex in the lead. Backline, not really going to like fighting type users. I mean, Vigoroth can go head to head against itself, against Vigoroth, opposing Vigoroth, right? But the backline, again, not going to really like Poliwrath, but the Toxapex is going to be able to resist those moves that Poliwrath has. And it's also going to resist the counter from like opposing Vigoroth as well. Next up, we have double. Well, they're not really fighting types, but you get the point. Vigoroth and Double with Quagsire in the lead. Again, the backline doesn't really like fighting type users. This team probably going to struggle to the Poliwrath, something to keep in mind. So you could, instead of the Quagsire, maybe go triple normal if you want to with Pidgeot. That could be pretty interesting. I guess Pidgeot does take neutral damage from the counters from Poliwrath, but it is dishing out super effective damage with the wing attack. And then if you go Aerial Ace, well, I mean, you could go Feather Dance Brave Bird, but yeah, so you could swap the Quagsire over to the Pidgeot and just do triple normal. That could be a lot of fun. And then next up, we do have the Credilli in the lead. I think Credilli is going to be really strong in this meta with Charjabug and Pelipper. You can't safe swap Pelipper because there's a decent amount of electric types that are going to be around. Safe swap the Charjabug. Anyway, yeah, these are just some of the teams I put together. Let me know what you think is going to be strong in this meta and what teams, or what Pokemon you want to try out. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.